Hello and welcome back to another video. Now on my right I have the Unify enclosure and on my left I have a selection of third-party enclosures. Let's see how they stack up against each other. Now one of the first things I notice as soon as I pick up this third-party enclosure is the material. The walls are pretty thin and there are no additional markings anywhere in this enclosure. I would need to measure my own dimensions in order to ensure that my IoT solutions can fit inside. In terms of mounting, you only really have one option. You cannot deploy this enclosure on a pole or an uneven surface. In fact, you will most likely have to bodge job it with cable ties to deploy it anywhere that's not a wall or a flat surface. This enclosure is most likely for indoor use only, which to be honest with you is pretty limiting. And as for the look, it just looks and feels cheap. If you have a need for indoor solutions, perhaps I would consider this enclosure. However, with all these limitations, I would think twice. It's pretty ugly and nondescript and would never stand a chance as a strong contender for a professional product, not by today's standards anyways. This enclosure is not something a modern IoT brand would get behind and instill confidence and trust. My overall opinion is it's below par, to be honest. Moving along to this DING rail enclosure, typically found inside dedicated cabinets, plant rooms or machinery, so as to stay hidden out of sight, specifically designed for industrial applications. Your mounting options are incredibly limited to, you guessed it, a DING rail. This is not designed for outdoor use. In fact, this kind of enclosure is very specific about the kind of solutions it can house. A major drawback is the fact that it is not adaptable to other places for mounting or deploying. If you have a DING rail fitted power supply, then that will work perfectly. However, if you have multiple solutions being deployed across one location, you will quickly run into some issues. You will definitely need to purchase additional enclosures with multiple mounting options should you have the need to mount outside of a DING rail. In conclusion, it's simply not adaptable to mounting in other places. Finally, we go to the general enclosure. Now this general enclosure has a bit more weight to it. It is bigger and feels more robust than the other two enclosures. There is a rubber seal running along the inside of the lid, however it is unwelded. This is potentially a weak point in the enclosure in terms of letting water in. You will need to be extra precise when assembling this enclosure in order to ensure that it can indeed protect your solutions from any water damage. The exposed screw heads are also not the most elegant looking. There are no additional markings on the enclosure, so again, you would need to measure your own dimensions in order to install your solution. Now this is by far the worst out of the three, as there are 0 mounting options offered with this enclosure, so you will have to drill and attach any additional mounting. Additional mounting means having to spend more money. Drilling will also compromise the stability and waterability. Measuring out, marking out, drilling and purchasing extra mounts for this enclosure will also take time. Time which could be better spent if you already had a flawless mounting solution for your applications. One thing all these 3 enclosures have in common is that they have limited ready-to-deploy mounting options, a distinct lack of measuring guide markings and an overall lack of adaptability. Now let's turn our attention to the Unify enclosure. You can immediately feel the smooth and solid feel of the enclosure. Should you require your solution to be mounted on a variety of different locations, multiple mounting options are provided as standard, giving you a ready-to-deploy solution which enables you to get to market faster. This Unify enclosure mounting system has been thoroughly thought out to consider a multitude of mounting scenarios. When compared to this DING rail enclosure, the Unify enclosure accessory range enables you to upgrade and change the mounting position and location of your solution due to the current range of mountings available. You do not need to waste time and start drilling and purchasing additional mountings, as these mounting accessories can be reused and redeployed. This enclosure has been designed for assembly and deployment. Now let's take a look at the accessories. We have a pole mount, one for horizontal and one for vertical mounting, giving you the ability to mount your solution in multiple locations. Now no enclosure mounting system would be complete without a wall mount, and that's exactly what we have. Whether you're mounting onto wood, cement or other materials, this wall mount has got you covered. There will also be new mounting options available in the near future, so watch this space. With a custom molded water sealed lid that only fits intuitively one way, this Unify enclosure has been designed to keep your solution safe from any water damage with its IP65 waterproof rating. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, the measurement dimensions are marked both on the inside of the lid and the base of the enclosure, saving you precious time and enabling you to work faster and more efficiently on your solutions, as well as having a WisBlock mounting plate and a blank mounting plate as well. These small and medium enclosures have a unified design which looks professional and also maintains its consistent quality throughout the range. There are some affordable customization services such as templates, which allow you to truly provide professional quality solutions. You can deploy a fleet of enclosures with your own logo for both indoors and outdoors. My overall conclusion is that your solutions need the Unify enclosure. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.